Hey everyone, welcome to the third installment of the Ash Eater piece. Last time we did coloring. We're going to continue with a little bit of coloring, but mostly we're going to be doing rendering, which is by far my favorite part of the artistic process, at least for me. Um, anyway, so if you tuned in last time, you'll probably recognize this piece, or at least I desperately hope you do. We're going to continue doing touch-ups. So let's save before we mess around. I don't know if you can hear it, but my next door neighbors are really loud. So upon reviewing the piece, I realized this helmet looked a little bit funny, so I just want to come in with the liquify tool and fix it up. It looked like it was too far forward on his head. Much better. Wunderbar. Alrighty, so let's fix this guy up. Oops. I think they're singing Michael Jackson. Anyway, I have no idea what's going on next door. It's really bizarre. I kind of hope you can hear it, but at the same time, it's really distracting from what I'm doing. So if you can hear it, sorry about that, and enjoy, I guess. But if you can't, then, well, I guess you have to pay attention to what I'm doing. Anyways, guy has kind of a funny face. Needs a little bit of help. It's also very brown. But somehow it still looks right. I mean, it looks kind of... Actually, you know, it probably does need a little bit of contrast added to it. Alrighty. What I'm doing now is I'm just sort of hinting that there's detail there without actually going crazy. Oh, I did it again. Gotta be careful. Why can't you read my mind, Photoshop? Cool. This sword is actually really off. The hilt's here, but the handles there, so let's merge these bad boys. And we'll just do a little bit of a cheat to fix it. Fixed. Zonk. Like it never even happened. Oops. I know, I'm super picky, but I just don't like where it was. Whoops. Alright, so I still haven't figured out what I want to do with this eye, because I don't know if you remember, but I was talking about it. I think it was last video. I don't really want him to have. I mean, it looks good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't really want him to have that little just fireball eye. I guess is the only way to really describe it. So I need to figure out some way to resolve this. Sample, sample, sample. Always sampling. What the hell are they singing next door? Oh yeah, this was something else I noticed. So the musculature is kind of weird here. I haven't decided. I mean, I need to write now pretty much, but I didn't really decide whether I wanted the wing to be coming off over the shoulders, like right behind the neck, or if I wanted the shoulders first and then the wings. And I know it sounds trivial. You're probably gonna say to yourself, "Who cares?" But I care. So sorry. So what I'm gonna do is I think I want to do the wings over the shoulders. I don't know. I think it will look cool. Alrighty. Cool. So that's fixed. Now, how much time do I want to waste fiddling with this eye? Because I'm not happy with it, but I don't want to have you just sit here for an hour and a half while I fiddle with it and say, this is the worst video ever. Why do I keep watching these? Alright, let's do it real quick. Okay, So, eyes. Do I want him to be squinty, or do I want him to be full-eyed? Okay. And he'll have kind of these greenish bluish eyes. I don't know. Oops. Damn, these people are hard. That's him looking right at the camera. That's him with a 1,000-yard stare. I don't know. I think, like, maybe it is just better if he's squinting or has the lava eye. Yeah, I kind of like that. Alright. Then again, we can always just BAM! Pretty crazy. Who knows? We'll come back to it, as always. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to paint in some textures. It's so simple to do. We're just hinting. We're pretending that there's a scale texture here, but there really isn't. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of put like the pattern where the scales would be if they were actually had been painted on. Because I mean, I'm sure you've seen other people who paint dragons and stuff, and they'll sit there for hours and hours and hours doing every single scale. And really, who has time for that? Oh God, what is wrong with me? Why can't I settle on this eye? to compromise. That's fine. I can live with that. Okay. Alright, let's keep touching up these scales. You'll notice when I work, I actually talk to myself a lot. Mostly because I'm just trying to sort of figure things out as I go. Like, you know, there's no limits here, so creatively you have to sort of harness yourself in eventually and say, well, I don't know, do I really want that? Does that really, you know, do what I'm trying to accomplish here? Sorry, buddy. No hands allowed. Ooh, brutal. Would not want to be him. No siree. What would you guys think if I were to just kind of give him a little bit of a fight king? I do like it. I actually think I'm gonna check right now. I'm pretty sure the art order said specifically that he didn't want that in there. But it just looks so cool. Ugh. Yeah. Lame. But the client is always right. It's a very important lesson as an artist. unless your client has a lot of trust in you. Generally, you're catering to what they want. Now, it's smart of a client to listen to you. Don't get me wrong, but ultimately, they're the one paying you. So, alrighty. Let's merge these layers. I actually just want to fix these a little bit. These have been bothering me because they are actually the main indicators of perspective here. Oops. What else can we do? Let's go and touch up the God. Come on now. Just sharpening the edges here. Okay. Well, let's start doing some real rendering. So first, we're gonna do a multiply layer, and how do we want to do this? Well, let's do warm shadows. When you work with a multiply layer, you actually want to choose a lighter color. If you choose like a black, you're not gonna get much out of your. See, this I'm using this like light tone. I'm still getting this really dark color, which is what I want. But you get the idea. A little bit of dark goes a long way with multiply. You don't have to go all or nothing black. Just kidding. just adding some shadow here, kind of bumping up the contrast. Adding a little bit of oomph. Kind of cool. It wouldn't really make a lot of sense if I had like some rocks flying up. Kind of like this dragon's breath is so freaking powerful that it's just like unsettling the cobblestone. But oh, that seems a little bit much. I'm just gonna cheat and pretend like we put cobblestones in there to begin with. Time for the next layer. This is going to be a color dodge. So what we're doing is we're just sort of not rim lighting, but kind of hinting that the light source is coming from behind the dragon. highlights down here are going to be a lot less strong. Whoa. And let's do like a fiery color dodge. And here. Oh my god, kids next door. I would say gotta love them, but I don't. They're not my kids. Let's make this a little bit more orange. So what I'm just doing is I'm just kind of picking out these little ringlets of the chainmail that we set out earlier. And we're adding a little bit of rear highlight here. And almost finished here with this. The gloves. Do a little bit like this, kind of hint that there's the hand inside the glove. That's not as big. Kind of like the glove is not quite opaque. It's got a little bit of give, so the light can get through a little bit and kind of reveal the hand beneath. building up this rim light, picking out some more chainmail. So many details. And once again that there's a little bit of give on the shirt. You can sort of see through it a little bit. Just buffing that up a little bit. And picking up the chainmail. See these highlights up. And we're still doing some more bounce highlights here. I know there's a lot of them. Yeah, there we go. Check it out. Ready? Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Actually, I have a kind of a cool idea. I'm just gonna stick a little fixer layer in here, and let's see how this looks. I sort of sample the background. Oh man, I don't know if you can hear the kids next door fighting now. This is a daily occurrence. It's super awesome. There we go. That's cool. Actually, I'm going to throw a little bit of a bounce, or not a bounce, I'm sorry, a little bit of an overhead lamp light coming down, just really faint, just to sort of pick out the shirt. So, like, I don't know, see its form a little bit better. Awesome. Time for some more fixer. Actually, hold on. Before we do that, let's give a little bit of TLC to the dragon here. So what I'm doing now is I'm adding just like little highlights on the scales on his underbelly, just to make it look like there's a lot of detail there, even if it's not really there. Cool. Now we're going to do a new layer, another color dodge. And this one's going to be more for flames. That's a spicy meatball. Another color dodge. This is going to be blue. And because we want it to look like it's a really hot breath. So a little bit of a blue shift indicates that fire's really roasting. I think we need a little bit of a fixer over here on the gloves. For the eye, we really want it to pop, so we're gonna grab that color. And I still don't think the dragon is dark enough. It's supposed to be a black dragon, not a gray dragon. So let's find an appropriately sinister color. And we're just gonna go in and give him a little dose of the multiply. I can actually use this to shape the fire a little bit if I'd like to. So he does look a little bit more dark in those areas which we've been working on, which is the idea. Just adding little veins. Really slight. I don't want them to be very obvious. Right now I'm just cleaning this up. Saving. No, I can't quite get that the way I want it to be. Oh, this face, this dragon's face is gonna bother me till the day I die. Oh, it just doesn't have enough oomph to it. I can't really. Can't put my finger on what's wrong. I just doesn't. Like, it's a cool face, but it's not iconic enough. It looks too generic to me. It needs to do something that's really gonna set it apart. Well, it helped a little bit. If I give him some more nasty looking teeth. That helped a little bit actually. I feel a little bit better about it now. But I need more. I need it to be really gonna stand out. Something he needs. You know what he needs? He needs some weird weird characteristic which like other dragons wouldn't have. So right now I like that. I like that he's got that snarl look. I think that actually helped. You know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna give him horns, or maybe just a big snout thingamabobber. But something must be done. Something dramatic. When I see this mug, I want it to be just, ooh, God. I got distracted. Sorry, I just started doing sparks. I couldn't help it. Okay, so maybe actually, I'm kind of inspired by. So I did an internship at Wizards of the Coast when they're working on the Phyrexia stuff, which I'm sure some of the viewers here will be familiar with. But what was really cool about the Phyrexia stuff was how uninhibited a lot of the designs were. And like what I mean is, like if they wanted something to look badass, they just did it. There was no, I mean, like I say, I usually think a lot about what I do before I do it, and I'm sure the artists who did too, who did those pieces for it did too. But there wasn't like, there was really no rhyme or reason behind it. It was just like, well, this looks terrifying, so we're gonna go with that, and that's totally fine. I don't think anyone here who's seen the Phyrexian set would disagree that the majority of the stuff in that set was absolutely terrifying looking. Yeah, it was a real pleasure working there when I got to kind of see how the artists there worked. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do any card art, but I was just an intern. I wasn't, and actually, it's kind of funny. I was actually interning there for game design because you might not know this about me, but I actually have my master's in game design, focusing a lot on art, but still. Okay, so now he's got kind of like a rhino-y thing going on. But it's not crazy enough. I'm going to go back and actually give him that beaky look that we had before, because I like it. Same with down here. A little beaky. Now it's kind of funny. I actually don't really like this spike anymore, but I do like the beak. Well, let's see how much I like it. Incredible. That was a mask, by the way. What I did was I just turned. You can turn it on, off and on. It's called a layer mask. What you do is you just click on this little guy here, and black means invisible, white means visible. So I just essentially made that little chunk invisible, but kept the rest because I like the rest. And yeah, let's just keep going. Let's see where this takes us. Let's go really badass if we can. So who knows? Maybe he's got like a. Oh Lord, that's too strong. If I were horns, I would be. Actually, do I even like that? It's okay. I think there's gotta be more. That I do like. That will stay. And I actually have kind of a cool idea. What? Oh, weird. What did? Oh, are you? What? What? How did that happen? That's bizarre. Alright, if you guys are watching, someone tell me that wasn't weird. I mean, I guess it makes sense. I clicked on that layer and used it, but I can't believe that just happened. Actually, before I do that, I think I want to just give this guy a little bit of a. Oh, it's so blue. Like, yeah. bring this guy's face out a little bit more. It's just kind of hard to make out what's what right now. He's got kind of like an orc lip right now. I love the 1,000-yard stare on terrified people. I think it's hilarious. Oh, and by the way, I keep throwing that term around, so I'm sorry. 1,000-yard stare is pretty much when you create a character and you're deciding where the pupils are. Pupils are actually sort of deceptive, so you always kind of think that your pupils are going to be directly at whatever you're looking at. That's not quite accurate. So if somebody's looking at something directly in front of him, the pupils are not going to be just centered on the eyeballs. They're actually going to be a little bit inward, almost like they were cross-eyed. And it's a little bit counterintuitive, actually, but that's just the way it is. And what I did here was his pupils are straight ahead with kind of no focus, which is just what someone does when they're kind of like incoherent or like unconscious or in this case, terrified out of their minds. Just give a hint of a tongue in there. Man, he looks insane. I think he actually might look too crazy. Like, a little bit scary? Like a zombie or something? And now I'm a dentist. There we go. Always work on a separate layer. Ooh, oops. Don't you just hate when you hit the X key by accident? Fickle. I keep going back and forth between the half shut and the full eye. Alright, that looks good. Maybe his bottom teeth should be showing a little bit more. Just sort of like playing with my own face. I'm trying to see what face I make when I'm my mouth open, screaming. And I think actually these teeth should be a little bit more hidden. That did it. Alright, sweet. I feel bad. Should he have better teeth than that? I know it's sort of silly because it's just some random guy who's about to get toasted anyway, but does he really deserve to have bad teeth too? Alrighty. Anyway, let's go back to the dragon. Alright, so Ash Eater. We wanted to give him horns. So let's explore. Something like that. Something like that. Batman. A ram. So this is the problem. It's hard to give dragons horns that look right. Maybe I should tame these guys a little bit so that there's a little bit less clutter, I guess. Like it was never even there. Alright. On a new layer, we'll do the horns. Alright, I'm thinking kind of something like that. Like, you know, the horns come out here and then side, they'd look like this. Not like that, that looks stupid. Like this. Now you know why I hate doing horns on dragons. It just doesn't make sense. So I'm also just roughing this right now. I don't know how these are going to look when they're done. Actually, that's alright. I think I can live with this. Gotta get rid of those tangents. Nobody likes tangents. What I mean by tangent is this spike was right along the edge of this horn, and it makes it confusing to the viewer, so it's good to remove those if you can. Just kind of continuing the horns all the way down to the snout. And whoosh, they disappear into the rest of the skull. Just doing some highlights. Sorry, this isn't more exciting. Unless this is totally your thing and you are like against the edge of your seat, freaking out right now, going, oh my god, what's he gonna do? No way, he didn't do it. Oh my god, he did. Alright, so this guy's got some horns. Nice little overlay there. Bam. Just kidding, that looks terrible. At least as an overlay it did. Just adding some tongues of flame. Looks like he's going, bleh! Let's do an overlay. Like that. A little bit of, whoa, no! I kind of want this dragon. I mean, I know he's got lots of stuff on him already, but I kind of want him to have more. Aside from spikes, I'm just doing spikes because I was thinking. I know, don't you wish you could do spikes while you think? It's a honed skill. Not really. Sometimes I can do just like little repetitive detail work while I think about something else I want in the piece. Sort of like a little weird time-saving technique. It's like it's almost subconscious. Anyway, so I kind of want this dragon to have like a skin pattern. I mean, I know he's a black dragon, so it can't be anything like too crazy, but I don't know. Oh man, we already went over an hour and a half. Oh, I'm sorry. You'll just have to bear with me. That's fine. Alright. do a little bit of effects. Some ash. This is a brush I made. Oh, it's so many uses, you wouldn't even believe it. We're going to put it on lighten. I highly suggest that everybody who likes to paint make at least one brush like this. Just sort of, I call it my debris brush or my shrapnel brush. It's just sort of random shapes, but it looks, I don't know, it looks like I intended it to be something. But it's very good. It can be insects. It can look like, you know, ashes. It can really be a lot of different things depending on how you use it. So we did that, and now let's maybe add some, like a cloud or so in the background. We're going to use one of Darken's brushes for this. This guy. So I use this one for the base. You can barely even see it. That's fine. And then we use son of a bee. And then we use this one for the detail. Let's do that again down here, except we're going to do smoke this time. Not nice. Looks like little sparks. You can get really fancy if you want. And I think the kids next door, one of them, is like a sociopath. He just tortures his younger brother. And I don't mean like, nah, 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 like physically. You can just hear them shouting all the time. Ugh. Of course, the dad just jumps in, screams, but. I don't know if you heard that. No, I didn't attack you. Oh my god. Anyway. Smoke is, I think, just cluttering it too much. No, pouting kids. Oh, why me? Okay. Alright. This piece is really starting to wrap up now. Okay, so this is good. Actually, we're gonna load some textures. I have a little bit of a texture library. It's not very large, but it's gonna do an iterative save. Paste. You're saying, what are you doing? I'll show you. Desaturate. Bump up the contrast. Interesting. My hotkey's not working. Invert. Just kidding. Keep it that way. Soft light. Yeah, buddy. Alrighty. So now we're gonna. Oh, whoa. We're gonna paint using a kind of interesting method. We're gonna. Oh, it's too strong. We're gonna be using a mask to paint, and we're just kind of applying this texture to the areas of the dragon that are closest. adjustment layer. Love these things. Not too much. Oh my god. I think that's actually pretty good. And let's do another layer. Highlights to be blue. Now this isn't going to work too well unless I do a selective one, just because there's a lot of different ranges going on. My shadows to be reddish. My midtones to be yellow, maybe? No. This is always really funny. So I'm clearly not going to save this, but like that. But you can do really interesting stuff with the hue slider. Actually, you can kind of bump it a little bit to some directions, so it's back to black and white. Don't really touch the lightness darkness because it's not really going to make it look good. But I think I actually want to bring the saturation down just a little bit. And oh man, totally forgot my signature. Grab my signature off another piece. Oh yeah, so that's another piece I did a little while ago. But that's neither here nor there. Just kidding. Crap. Let's not use this one. The signature's kind of got some issues. We'll use the lava swimmer. So this is another fun dragon. Very different, obviously. Found it. I'm just fooling around right now. Oh my gosh, it's so fiery. Okay, so some signature. Looking good, looking good. Actually, I think I'm going to throw a little wrench in there. And one more thing, last thing, I promise. Alright, so I guess this is it. That's it at the pixel scale. There we are. So, I know this one's a little bit longer than normal, but thanks for coming, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like it on YouTube, share it with your friends if you really feel so inclined. You know, you can subscribe to my channel. I do make these. I'm a little bit new to this. Like I said, this is my first one, but I plan on making many more. Probably actually every time I do one, a new painting, I might make a video recording. So anyway, thanks again for stopping by and taking a look. Hopefully I'll see you again. Thanks. Bye.